Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. This is FanFan888. I'm gonna use this channel to basically do a little project for myself and also for everybody. It's more like an information sharing project or a little study, you may say. So it's gonna be a series of 4-week study. To investigate how much grocery shopping can cost to an average American. Okay. So first of all, why am I starting this little study? Well, if you spend some time on some mainstream forum, for example Reddit, and every time there's a post about grocery shopping or grocery price, the internet consensus is always, at least in the past few years, is that the price is like skyrocketing. The inflation is unbearable. Last week I saw a post of just a picture of a bag of potato chips costing $8. All right, so in all the replies is like, oh my God, the young American or Generation Z, they can't even afford the groceries anymore in today's economy. This and that. The government is like doing a poor job helping working class, this and that. But all of these talk about high grocery price. It doesn't really correlate to my experience, right? So like I do agree that the grocery price has increased compared to 20 years ago, for sure. It's like a natural it's a natural progression of inflation. But at the same time, I don't feel like the price has reached to that a high point that the average working class American cannot afford even groceries. So I don't know. Like I'm kind of confused. Like is my experience just like one of the special kinds out there, or is someone all the internet trying to paint some like narratives? Anyways, so seeing all these different opinions, but there are opinions. Opinions are not reliable. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to basically do these little studies. So for each 4-week period, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do cook my own meals and then buy groceries strictly from grocery stores and not eating out. Okay, I'm gonna make my own meals and everything, but each 4-week will have a different shopping style, you would say, or parameters. Okay, so for example, for the next 4 weeks, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to shop exclusively in one grocery store. It's called HyVee. So I live in Iowa, and HyVee is one of the probably Iowa's exclusive grocery store, because I've never seen HyVee outside of Iowa. Guaranteed that I haven't traveled a lot, but I live like probably 4 different states so far in my life, and Iowa is like the only place I see this store brand. So I would assume that probably it's an Iowa native grocery store. Now, what is HyVee, right? So how does HyVee compare to like Walmart or something else? So I think HyVee is probably like one step above Walmart, and probably one step above Aldi, one step above Faraway, right? So I think Faraway, Aldi, Walmart, they're all like the most, probably the cheapest bargain type grocery store. HyVee is a little bit above that, right? But it's not like so premium compared to, for example, Whole Foods right? I don't think the price at HyVee is as high as Whole Foods or some other natural organic Costco. Right? Well, Costco is different. Costco, you have to pay memberships and everything, but so you get what I mean. It's like a middle of the bunch. Anyways, so and the reason I'm gonna choose to go to HyVee for the next 4 weeks exclusively is that it's close to where I live. Okay, so also in addition to shopping exclusively at HyVee, another thing I'm gonna do for the next 4 weeks is that I'm going to try to buy the most expensive type of item. Now, what does that mean? I'm gonna use milk as an example. All right, so if you go to like any grocery stores, there are different types of milk. You got 1%, 2% whole milk with increasing price. Whole milk is generally more expensive than 1%. And then after that, you can start buying organic milk. Okay, now HyVee actually sells this special type of milk. It's called grass-fed milk, grass-fed organic milk from Organic Valley. Okay, so each carton is 2-liter carton costs about $8. So that's probably something I'm gonna buy. Okay, just because for the purpose of the study, that's I'm gonna buy the most expensive type of items, and that basically applies to everything else. Maybe not tomatoes, because I eat tomato. I personally eat tomatoes, one tomato every single day, and the cheapest ones are Roma tomatoes, but they also sell some like other. You know what? I'm going to buy the most expensive tomatoes for the next 4 weeks just for this study. So that's basically it. Well, I don't know if I mentioned before. So for the next 4 weeks, I'll try my best not to eat out. So I think that's like another benefit of doing this study. It's actually, it's like a self-imposed limitation on myself to not eating out, which I think eating out is the biggest waste of money. But sometimes I just have to do it, right? So sometimes I get lazy. Sometimes I just in a bad mood. I want to eat some fast food, this and that. So that's basically what's going to happen for the next 4 weeks. And every single day I'm going to make a video, and then I'm going to show you guys the invoice of my grocery bills, that. Now, in terms of what I'm gonna eat every single day, I have like a pretty strict routine. Sometimes some people call me like autistic, or some people call me having OCD, but I have like a really strict pattern. So breakfast, I usually eat 1 egg and one homemade, there's like mixed grain porridge, and then one of the 2 remaining meals. It doesn't matter if it's lunch or dinner. It depends on where I am. One of them is going to be like a mixture of vegetables. So it's like a salad. And the third meal of the day is some form of starch. It could be rice. It could be noodle. It could be like 2 slices of bread. Or some sort of protein. Now, for the protein, this is where actually the majority of the spend is going to be, because I like to do this rotation, like a daily rotation. So, for example, day 1, I'm going to do either beef or lamb. Day 2 is going to be seafood. Day 3 is going to be, pork. And day 4 is chicken. And then day 5 is going back to beef and lamb. Okay. So I'll do that, usually the recipes I get is from the internet, and I see something that I like, I'm just gonna try to buy everything that I need to cook that meal, and then I just cook it myself. So that's what's gonna happen. That's yeah. So that's it. Any other things about this study? Well. So I like to try like fast food. I know it's really bad for me. Like it's a bad habit, but every time there is a new item from any fast food stores, I like to buy it. So for example, what's going to happen is that, let's say next week Burger King comes up with this new item, new burger. So so I will go there and then buy one, right? But for that day, then the protein meal is going to be that burger. I'm not gonna eat another meal after I already eat that burger, and it makes no sense. So that's another thing. And then if sometimes things get busy, I have to eat at I have to make a quick meal. Then I'm just gonna get some like ground pork potato soup, which is like the fast way you can cook from buying stuff. From not eating out, but the fast way to cook like something that's you can just cook. You can make a meal. Ground pork potato soup is the fast way. From you start like cutting to you actually have the meal ready takes probably half an hour to do. Really fast. Anyways, so that's what's going to happen for the next 4 weeks, right? I'm going to do, just shop exclusively at HyVee. I'm going to start that on Monday, actually. And every day I'm going to make a video, record, my protein meal, and then record what I, take a picture of the invoice and then just upload it. And then I'll do like a little, Excel graph or something, so you guys can see like, every single day what I spend on the grocery. Okay, so now after those 4 weeks, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start another 4-week study. Okay, and for that, for the next 4 weeks, okay, for the 4 weeks after the next 4 weeks, I'm going to shop for the cheapest item. Okay, and then I'm going to expand my store choice to include both Aldi and Faraway. Okay, I'm going to buy whatever the cheapest or whatever is on sale. I'm not going to do any rotation, and I'm not going to do any, just whatever is on sale. Let's say like today, chicken's on sale, so I'll buy the chicken and start cooking it. Okay, and then I'm going to, a lot of times I try to get some new recipes, but for that 4-week period, I'm just going to stick with whatever recipe I get. Oh, maybe not. I haven't decided yet. But the idea is that for the next 4-week period, I'm just going to buy whatever the cheapest. So no more organic milk. It's going to be like the most generic milk you can have, and go from there. So yeah, hopefully I can keep doing this. I do have a tendency to give up things a lot of times. Gave up a lot of things in my life already, but hopefully I can keep doing this for probably a few months. I have a different thoughts about how to what to do within a 4-week period. Even after the second period, I can start saying maybe I can do something like. Actually, I don't know. There's a very strong possibility that I may just stop making a video after 8 weeks, because I think that's a pretty. If I can do a 4-week just shopping the HyVee, just shopping for the most expensive item, versus another 4-week with shopping whatever is cheapest, I think that's a pretty good study, right? I'll have like data points for 8 weeks, and then I can do some sort of comparison, statistical analysis and all that. And then everybody can take a look and then see how much how much grocery shopping really costs you nowadays. All right, that's it. Have a nice day.